Venezuela was once the richest country in Latin America, sitting atop the world's largest proven oil reserves. But over the past 3 decades, it has experienced one of the most dramatic political and economic transformations in modern history. Today, we'll explore how Venezuela went from prosperity to crisis and the key figures who shaped its destiny. For much of the 20th century, Venezuela enjoyed relative stability and wealth compared to its neighbors. Its democracy, established in 1958 after the fall of dictator Marcos Pérez Jiménez, was dominated by 2 parties that alternated power for decades. Oil revenues funded ambitious social programs and infrastructure projects, creating a large middle class. Caracas became a modern metropolis, attracting immigrants from across Europe and Latin America. But beneath the surface, inequality festered. The benefits of oil wealth largely bypassed the poor, and when oil prices crashed in the 1980s and 1990s, widespread poverty and corruption sparked social unrest. The stage was set for a political earthquake. Enter Hugo Chávez, a charismatic military officer who first gained national attention in 1992 when he led a failed coup against President Carlos Andrés Pérez. Though imprisoned, his televised statement accepting responsibility made him a folk hero to millions of poor Venezuelans. After his release, Chavez channeled his popularity into politics. In 1998, he won the presidency in a landslide, promising a Bolivarian Revolution named after South American liberator Simón Bolívar. Chavez rewrote the Constitution, expanded social programs called missions that provided healthcare, education, and subsidized food to the poor, and nationalized key industries. He used surging oil revenues to fund these programs and build alliances across Latin America and beyond. His supporters celebrated him as a champion of the poor who finally gave voice to the forgotten masses. His critics accused him of authoritarianism, undermining democratic institutions, silencing the press, and mismanaging the economy. Chavez survived a brief coup in 2002 and a recall referendum in 2004, emerging stronger each time. He remained in power until his death from cancer in March 2013, leaving behind a deeply polarized nation. Chávez's hand-picked successor, Nicolás Maduro, inherited a country already showing cracks. When global oil prices collapsed in 2014, Venezuela's oil-dependent economy went into freefall. What followed was catastrophic. Hyperinflation rendered the currency worthless. Food and medicine shortages became severe. Crime rates soared. The healthcare system collapsed. By some estimates, over 7 million Venezuelans fled the country, creating one of the largest displacement crises in the world. Maduro responded to growing opposition by consolidating power. He packed the Supreme Court with loyalists, created a parallel legislative body to bypass the opposition-controlled National Assembly, and cracked down on protests that left dozens dead. In 2019, opposition leader Juan Guaidó declared himself interim president, gaining recognition from the United States and dozens of other countries. But Maduro retained control of the military and key institutions, and Guaidó's movement eventually faded without achieving its goal. Venezuela became a flashpoint in global politics. The United States imposed increasingly harsh sanctions aiming to pressure Maduro from power. Meanwhile, Russia, China, Iran, and Cuba provided crucial financial and political support to his government. Maduro framed the crisis as economic warfare waged by Washington. Critics argued his policies and corruption were the root causes. The truth likely involves elements of both, but the Venezuelan people bore the heaviest burden regardless of who was to blame. Venezuela's modern political history is a cautionary tale about oil dependence, institutional fragility, and the human cost of political polarization. A nation blessed with extraordinary natural resources has seen its people scattered across the globe in search of basic necessities. The question now is, what comes next for Venezuela? Only time will tell. Thank you for watching, and join us next time as we continue exploring the stories that shape our world.